Hey friends, welcome to another episode of Generation Tech. My name is Ben. Today we are looking at the lovely topic of which of the main characters in Star Wars killed the most people in the movies. Now I am using the topic of the movies because if we add in all the comics, the TV shows, etc., it just gets too much to keep track of. First up we have Han Solo, who kills 40 people in the 4 movies that he was in, played by Harrison Ford, including of course Greedo, several stormtroopers, Imperial officers, perhaps Boba Fett accidentally, although he may have survived. And in the Han Solo movie, he kills Tobias Beckett, starting his tradition of shooting first. And he may have killed a few other people in that movie, I can't actually remember, we don't have the footage for it yet since I saw it in the theater. So his kill count's pretty low, under 50. Now we have Darth Vader, who only actually kills 10 people on screen in the original trilogy, including of course Obi-Wan Kenobi, several rebel pilots, but 3 out of those 10 people were his own people, including his boss, the Emperor. When we add in his kill count from the prequels as Anakin and then Vader before he put on the suit, you have the Sand People, the Younglings, the Separatist Council, his own wife, kinda. The kill count gets to about 60, and then there are also 9 on-screen deaths from the Vader's Rage scene in Rogue One, which takes it to 69. What? Next we have Kylo Ren, who, even though he was a villain, didn't actually kill that many people in the 2 movies he was in. Even though he was supposed to be carrying on Vader's legacy, he was actually much nicer to his own people. He would just strangle them a little bit, but mostly just take out his aggression on inanimate objects. Maybe Disney felt that some of Vader's actions weren't family friendly. Kylo does kill Lor San Tekka in The Force Awakens and then order the destruction of a village, and then at the end kill his own father, Han Solo. Then in The Last Jedi, he destroys a hangar on the rebel ship that had probably about, several dozen people in it, and then later on kills his master, Snoke. So his kill count is probably over 50, maybe getting to around 100 people. Now here's where it's going to get controversial, because some of the characters we're going to talk about don't actually kill many people directly on screen, but they order the deaths of thousands or even trillions, or their policies bring about the deaths of billions or trillions of people. It's kind of like in communist China, Mao's policies caused the Great Famine, in which an estimated 30 million people died. But he never ordered a famine, so was he still responsible? Well, kind of, because his policies did bring about those 30 million deaths. But for the purpose of this video, we are only going to talk about direct kills or kills that have been ordered by someone, not just kills brought about by the general policies of an organization with the one at the top being responsible for it all. Okay, let's get on to the next character. So next up we have Emperor Palpatine, who could be held responsible for all of the deaths caused by the Emperor, but we are just going to talk about the ones that he carried out directly or directly ordered others to carry out. The way I've worked it out, Palpatine has around 39,914 kills. The earliest one we hear about is Darth Plagueis, his master, which we won't include because it's not in the movie. Then we have Mace Windu and the other 3 Jedi who were with him, which takes us up to a total of 4, and next the numbers really start to rack up. Palpatine activates Order 66, in which about 9,900 Jedi die. He also orders Anakin to go to the Jedi Temple and do what must be done, but this is kind of vague, so I won't include those deaths, I'll give them to Anakin. He does order Anakin to kill the Separatist Council though, which included 9 people, so I will include that. Then fast forward to Return of the Jedi, and the Emperor gives a direct order for the Death Star 2 to fire its superweapon.
Fire at will, Commander.
The Death Star 2's super laser destroys 2 Mon Calamari capital ships, each with around 15,000 people on board. So that's how we get to the total of 39,914. Next we have Krennic, who gives the order for the Death Star to fire its super laser for the first time. He was going to destroy the entire moon, but Tarkin stops him.
Destroy the entire moon.
That won't be necessary. We need a statement, not a manifesto. The Holy City will be enough for today.
Target Jeddah City. Prepare single reactor ignition.
What a compassionate fellow Tarkin. So Krennic instead just destroys the city of Jeddah with a population of a few 100,000. Next we have that last Jedi rebel scum who is Luke Skywalker. He was the terrorist who took out the first Death Star, which had a crew of 1.2 million people and apparently 750,000 passengers, so that's 1,950,000. He also took out a few stormtroopers, and he really wasn't an animal lover, needlessly slaughtering this beautiful Rancor. Look how he made this poor zookeeper suffer. But I think when we're already at 1,950,000, a few dozen more doesn't really make much difference. We already know what a terrible person Luke Skywalker was. Next we have Lando Calrissian, who comes in just a little bit ahead of Luke. Lando led the attack on the second Death Star in the Millennium Falcon. He ordered Wedge Antilles to fire on the north section of the main reactor while he fired on the south section, and this combined attack caused the second Death Star to explode. But since he ordered it and he led the whole thing, I'm going to put it all on him. The Death Star 2 had a population of 2,400,000 innocent souls, all working for the good of the Empire. May they rest in peace. Next we have the great humanitarian Tarkin, who ordered the Death Star's super laser to be fired on full power at that warlike, polluted cesspool of a planet, Alderaan. They claim that they had no weapons and are totally defenseless. Yeah, right. The planet had 2 billion inhabitants, and so in the original movies, Tarkin killed 2 billion people. The CGI Tarkin later fired the Death Star's super laser at low power on Scarif in Rogue One, probably killing a few thousand more. But to be honest, when you've killed 2 billion people, a few thousand more is just like adding a bit of salt and pepper to the main dish. Not really worth mentioning. And now for our winner by far, General Hux, who ordered Starkiller Base to fire on the Hosnian system, destroying 5 planets, including Hosnian Prime. Now, if each of those planets had a population the same size as Earth, that would be 35 billion people. But actually, Hosnian Prime was one of those mega city planets in the style of Coruscant. Now, Coruscant had a population of 1 trillion permanent residents. If you add in all the illegal immigrants and the decrepit creatures down at the low levels, you probably get to around 2 trillion. But let's just stick with the 1 trillion figure for now. So if Hosnian Prime really did have the same population as Coruscant, Hux killed over 1 trillion people, which is a massive crime and really hard to comprehend. To put it in perspective, 1 trillion people is 142 times the population of Earth. Hux really was the biggest douchebag in the galaxy. Now just one more thing, if we go beyond direct kills and direct orders to kill and start looking at people whose actions brought about the deaths of trillions, there's only really one person who could be blamed.
Give immediately emergency powers to the Supreme Chancellor.
Yeah, thanks Jar Jar. Now if Jar Jar hadn't done that, perhaps Palpatine wouldn't have amassed that power to bypass the Senate, to execute Order 66, kill the Jedi, create the Galactic Empire, massive super weapons like the Death Star, then following that the Imperial Remnant, giving rise to Kylo Ren, the legacy of Vader. Perhaps there would have been no Vader because Anakin may have not turned to the dark side because Palpatine might have been arrested and killed before he had a chance to convert him, and trillions of people would have survived. Yeah, you don't even deserve that Golden Raspberry Award, Jar Jar. Well guys, that is our video today. Please leave your comments below. Tell me if I missed a few slaughters somewhere in the movies. Remember, we are just looking at the movies, not the comics or the books. As always guys, please subscribe if you're new, give this video a like, and if you're watching this, you are Generation Tech.